NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
We know how.
A grandmother who was protesting in La Mesa could lose an eye after being hit by a rubber bullet. Now her family is demanding justice. Thanks so much for joining us for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Mark Mullen. So that grandmother is currently in the ICU in a medically induced coma. We have video of that incident. We want to warn you that it is tough to watch. So as chaos broke out Saturday night in La Mesa, 59-year-old Leslie Forcron was hit by a projectile between her eyes. The family's attorney believes it was a rubber bullet. Leslie's family says this is an example of an overly aggressive police force using dangerous tactics against peaceful demonstrators. At this point, they're demanding that the La Mesa Police Department identify the officer who shot Leslie, and they want that officer fired and to even face attempted murder charges.
This is a terrible situation, and this shouldn't happen at all. Like, this shouldn't be something that we have to deal with. There has to be change. There has to be justice for the situation.
The La Mesa Police Department has not responded to our repeated request for comment. Meanwhile, more peaceful protests in San Diego today. About 50 protesters in mass gathered at 6th and Laurel holding signs and chanting. No problems reported. Drivers passed by, some honking in support. Then they walked down 6th toward downtown. Police officers followed them, shutting down streets so they could march freely. The protesters stopped at Balboa Park. And as thousands of people did march in San Diego and the rest of the country, a different kind of demonstration is unfolding now on social media. If you've opened up Instagram, you'll notice a lot of blacked out pictures for Blackout Tuesday. It started out as a music industry plan to pause business and focus on racial injustice. It has now grown into a movement and trending hashtag, filling social media with black boxes, messages of support, and calls to donate to civil rights organizations.
I think I've been pleasantly surprised by the overwhelming response from people that are not black about just how important it is to speak up.
But there's more people spewing love, and I totally believe that with all my heart.
Several national corporations and professional sports franchises ceased operations for all or parts of today in honor of Blackout Tuesday as well. Now to the coronavirus. Here are the latest numbers. Today's positive testing averages at 3%. We saw 120 new cases out of 3,939 tests reported. There are now 7,674 total cases in San Diego. Sadly, 7 more San Diegans died, bringing the death toll to 276. A new study is suggesting that social distancing as well as face masks are reducing the risk of getting COVID-19. Canadian researchers reviewed a total of 172 studies. They found that the transmission rate was about 12% if people were less than 3 feet away from each other. That risk dropped to almost 3% if they increased that distance to at least 3 feet. Wearing a face mask dropped the risk from 17% to 3%. Well, for the first time in months, you can now sit down in the sand and enjoy the beach. This is Mission Beach earlier, where a lot of people took advantage. Restrictions, though, have been eased, as you know, but there's still some in place. All boardwalks, piers, and parking lots at San Diego beaches are still closed. Gatherings, team activities, or sports still not allowed. So, will we get summer beach weather this week? Here's Dagmar after this quick break.
NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. We know how.
Bill Howe is open to provide customers with repairs and services. We have taken additional measures to keep our customers and technicians safe. We will continue to provide San Diego with trusted, exceptional service.
Because we know how.
Your weather as we head in through the middle of this work week is going to spike just for about a little over 24 hours. So Wednesday will be warm, Thursday a little cooler. Also more sunshine in the forecast for today. You are looking at the upper 70s with some low cloud along the beaches, inland valleys, into the low, the mid, and the upper 80s, maybe even some cases the low 90s. So warm in through those inland valleys. Mountains also, you will warm up into that mid 80 mark, but the deserts, that's where the excessive heat warning will be in effect from the noon hour today through Thursday, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Your temperatures anywhere from 108 to possibly 112. The heat is on.
The community of La Mesa continues to rebuild following the violent protests last Saturday. Tonight there are signs of unity shown on plywood used to cover up shattered windows.
So we were just trying to do something to uplift community spirits, say that these businesses are still here, they're still vital, they're still alive, they still are vibrant.
Painted a mural down there in honor of George Floyd. And when I went down there and just watched it, it touched me on a real deep level. It really did.
What we're doing is just trying to uplift spirits, but we're also trying to do portraits of people to not take away from what this is all about.
I've lived here for a long time, and to see all the destruction was horrible, and then to see how beautiful it really is, it's just absolutely beautiful.
The artists have been paying out of pocket for supplies and volunteering their time, but there's now a GoFundMe set up to help them out. We have a link on NBC7.com. Just search La Mesa Walls Project. That is going to do it for our nightly check-in. I'm Mark Mullen. Be safe. Have a good night.